am Hannah Fields, and we were supposed to do an interview for Switch training to measure someone's passion and dedication. And I chose to interview my mom. And I was going to interview her for, her being a mom or, something like that. But I was like, well, I mean, I don't know. I really wanted to do poetry because I think that she really, really shines in that area when it comes to poetry. Not that she doesn't have a mother or like any other jobs, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah. But I wanted to interview her about her passion. So, here we go. Okay. Alrighty, Mom. So, where are you from? You can start there. Where are you from?
Gary, Indiana.
Okay. So, did you have any passion, or did you want to be a poet at all when you were like in high school or middle school?
No, I did not. When I was in high school, I wanted to actually be a model. So poetry was not one of the things that I was supposed to be. I was actually not very good at memorizing and speaking in front of people. So that was the furthest thing from anything that I was wanting to accomplish as a career or even just, through ministry.
Okay, that's cool. So you were like an atypical teenager in that sense, because all teenagers when they're young, they want to write poetry about their lives and what's going on and their problems and everything. But that's cool. You wanted to be a model. But let's see. So now you're doing poetry. On the scale from 1 to 10, what would you say that your love for poetry is?
I would say it is a 10.
A 10?
Yes.
So do you read poetry, like throughout the week?
I do read others' poetry, but I read poetry from others that write poetry that have to do with is based on scripture, that's biblical. There are other poets that do not, and I do read theirs as well, but those are the ones that inspire me the most because I relate to them.
Yeah. So do you have like a favorite poet that you like?
Yes, Langston Hughes is one of my favorite poets.
Langston Hughes? Oh,
yes.
He's a good poet. If you could be like any poet, who would you want to be like? Would you want to be like?
I wouldn't want to be like any other. I know we're all unique in what we do. I myself would just like to be a well-known poet for what I write about and what God inspires me to, to express through poetry, that it is done in a way where I can express it to those that may not understand scripture, and that my poetry breaks the scripture down for them so that they better understand it. And a lot of other poetry that I write too is, stories and past or just experiences that, you're able to just express through poems.
So I know that I see you sometimes in the morning, you're like on your iPad, like writing stuff. I know you downloaded a bunch of apps for, downloading your documents and things like that. So how many poems do you think you've written?
Probably over 50.
Over 50, that's a lot.
Yes.
So when did this passion for poetry, like when did it start? Like when did you think, oh man, I want to start writing poetry?
I don't know. It's probably been now 3 years, since the passion was there. I've never seen myself as a writer, but I always felt like there was something more in me that I can articulate in a different way than just writing a story. So, but when I first came across some poetry that I saw on the internet that was just really inspiring, poetry that was really inspiring, that was about God and about what he has done through people's lives. And
Sarah, can you please come here for me?
about what people, what those poems have done through. I don't know if we should. Excuse us for we take a pause in this video to
Dispose of the babies for a second.
yes, please excuse us. Thank you.
Okay. Take a look at this wall.
Okay, with all that, excuse us. And the reason, I guess I will go back to explaining why I actually wanted to write poetry. I wrote for one poem that I did do in one of our services at church, and just felt really inspired to write more. And then the more that I wrote, the more God gave me the words to say, and God give me scriptures and the ability to break down the scripture in poems. And from there, I just continued to just write more and more and more poems to express, you know, my feelings and things that I've gone through. And then, you know, if there's a particular scripture that speaks to me, then I write a poem about it and break it down. And the purpose of it is to help people understand the word, so that they, you know, don't shy from the word and not want to read the word, but they better understand it by being able to read the poem. I was like, okay, now I understand what that scripture meant, you know. And that's my purpose for, you know, writing it in the form that I do. You know, I know not everybody understands it, not everybody reads poetry, but, you know, it is an expressive way to share your thoughts, you know, and to share, you know, your feelings, and to, you know, write about, you know, a particular subject or scripture. So with me, that's what got it started for me. And from then on, I just continued just to write and write, and haven't stopped. And, you know, soon I pray in God's timing that my poetry book will be published.
That's really cool. So you're writing a book?
Yes.
Is it just full of poetry, or is
full of nothing but poetry? And it is something that, you know, me and my brother will be venturing with. You know, he's going to put pictures with each poem, you know, that he's taken, because he's a photographer. So this is going to be something that, you know, we're both being able to use our gifts to, you know, let everyone see and express.
Yeah. All right. That sounds pretty good. All right. Thank you for watching our video.